Good morning, everyone. Welcome to the Orchid Hut. My name is Dana, and today is a one thing you need to know video about orchids that have pseudobulbs. Now, my example today is going to be Jackie Bright Hilo Stars, and you'll notice that all of my orchids are pulled out of the bay window today. It's check-in day to see who needs water, who needs food. And when I pulled this Jackie Bright Hilo Stars, it's an intergeneric hybrid, out of the window, I knew that it was probably going to need water today simply because I hadn't watered it for about a week. And you can see on top that the media is dry, kind of crunchy. The roots are white, which means that there's no moisture being pulled up by the roots right now. And you can also tell that the pseudobulbs are getting rather shriveled. Now, what this means is that the orchid is becoming depleted of both moisture and energy. And when my orchids are in kind of a growing state, like this one is right now, it's putting on a new growth here, and it's putting on a new growth in the center of the plant. I really don't like to see the older pseudobulbs get quite this depleted. So this orchid is both thirsty and hungry, probably for a little bit of food, so that it can continue growing these pseudobulbs in the new roots. So sometimes if you just pour water straight through the pot, it really doesn't rehydrate this orchid like it would like to be rehydrated. So I have a little bit of a soak method that I want to show you, and we're going to look at the noticeable difference in these pseudobulbs after just a 15-minute soak. So I'm going to leave the camera running for as long as possible while I do this, because I will fast forward that part, but I'm only going to leave it soaking for 15 or 20 minutes. And I'm giving it just a little bit of weak fertilizer mixture today, but it's in this decorative pot that does not have a drainage hole. And I'm going to fill this up and the plastic pot inside the decorative pot is beginning to float. So I just kind of push that down in there. Now all of the media is for the most part underwater, and the roots will begin soaking up rather quickly here and will turn green. So I'm just going to let the camera run, and it'll sort of be like a time lapse of 15 or 20 minutes. I'll be back. I'm going to wait until the end of the day and then take a picture of these bulbs and see if we have any improvement by then from the water soak. Okay, so it is officially nighttime at the Orchid Hut, and I'm checking my watch, and it is exactly 10.5 hours since we did our orchid soak this morning, which went a little bit longer than expected, but that's okay. You can get the same results with only soaking your orchid for 15 or 20 minutes. And you can tell that the roots are really green. They're still absorbing the water that was inside the bark. And the pseudobulbs are much improved. They're beginning to plump back up, and the wrinkling and the dehydration has really improved. And by morning, I'm expecting that these pseudobulbs will be almost back to full size. I may do one more clip in the morning just so we can compare. But for now, good night. Okay, so it's 24 hours after yesterday's water soak, and we're going to take a look at the pseudobulbs. It's a pretty stormy, thundery morning here, so you may hear some thunder in the background. Okay, let's have a look. Look at how the pseudobulbs have plumped back up to normal size. There are still a few wrinkles in those bulbs, but even that will sort itself out in the next day or two. The roots on top of the media are still very green and doing their job to rehydrate the plant. I hope you enjoyed watching this video. Hit the like button, and the subscribe button will be in the bottom right-hand corner of the screen. Thanks so much for watching. See you next time.